Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Two-Headed Wolf gaming channel as we're jumping into another campaign in Total War Thrones of Britannia. And I'm really excited to get into this one because a while back I was having a discussion with one of the subscribers, with Igor, and we were going back and forth on what is important in this game, like how to make a good economy happen, like what buildings should you add to your cities, should you keep to your themes or should you go in different directions, things like that. And now we're two campaigns later where we've experimented with thrall halls and ports, and we've experimented with high taxes and farming, and I believe it's just about the right time where we can do this, where I can sit down, plan things a bit more careful when it comes to what I will be constructing, and go forward with that. There might be certain struggles that we will find along the way, but we will push through them as we have in the past. So what are we going to play with? Well, this was a bit of a question for me too, from the factions that are left on this channel to be played with. I decided not to go for West Sax. The reason why is because we start with a lot of territories, already plenty of buildings to already built, and that means that we won't really need to change it a whole lot, or we lose a lot of economy early on. Plus we have a bunch of vassals, which if they turn against us, then we will have a chance to take over the territory and construct whatever we want. But if they don't, then we can't really expand as much as we would like to. So what I decided to pick was Strat Clut. The reason why is because we have a region here, we have a very small territory, there's plenty, we're close to the middle of the map, so there's plenty of space to go up, down, and in Ireland. And we have the possibility to invest in a bunch of economies. And I will show you more as we get on the battle map or on the world map to explain more clearly with the icons that we will have there. Other than that, leaving aside the cultural features, which is heroism, which provides us with more bonuses as we're expanding and conquering and winning battles, and also we have extra charges for cavalry and morale in our own territory. As Strat Clut, we get map control. The connected kingdom is stronger by definition. Own settlements next to each other to earn bonuses, and that is something that I'm very curious of how it will manifest itself, but sounds great for a campaign that is based on economy, where we will need money in order to construct a lot of buildings, and capture major settlements for the chance to trigger missions. Curious about this one as well, so we'll see how that works. As far as military, we have very strong cavalry, as the Welsh do, good spearmen and exceptional archers once again, as the Welsh do. So let's go through the faction information, the intro video, and then get on the campaign map. Strat Clut is a kingdom of the Old North, and while much of the northern Britannia was ravaged by invaders or infighting, it has stood firm. Whether Rune, Strat Clut's new king, can resist the Vikings remains to be seen. His father died in mysterious circumstances, and Rune has been fighting a rearguard action ever since raiders from Dublin besiege his stronghold and carry off his family as hostages. However, they may have pushed him too far. So basically, the Vikings captured his family, and now he's like,
the sons of Ragnar burned our old capital, taking away our king in chains, a slave. It would take more than that to silence the spirit of the Old North. With your ascension to the throne comes a new dawn, a new capital. We will have our revenge on the Vikings. Their blood will feed our soil. The North will be ours once more. Your name will echo through the centuries.
Avenge your ancestors by defeating the Vikings. To prove yourself the rightful king of the North, you must lead the people of Strat Clut in the fight back against the invaders. You have retained one of your armies for defense. The remainder of your forces stand ready to face the rebels in the south. Defeating them will help secure your territory.
So here we are on map. As per usual, humble beginnings, we get that extra public order and unit replenishment once we take care of the rebels. This is our first region, and what we have here is one of the great halls, which means that what we can add in will be the law fields, which will reduce our corruption. Could be good, especially if we decide not to add the governor in here, but I think we will keep the governor in place. Arena, we don't really need, and I don't think I'll add the garrison here either. We're pretty central, we're not that exposed, so I don't think we will need any of those. But what do we have here special? We have the Hogbacks of Guvan, which is a great building, works well for industry, like that extra economy that we get from it at level 3 without any multipliers, 445 income. It's great, it's going to add up, and we also have some silver veins. The rest of the buildings, for this region, I feel like I'm going to go industrial. The reason why is because with the reduction in corruption here that we can add together with the governor, and if we demolish this at some point and add more industry to it, we can get more out of the silver veins, we can get more out of Hogbacks of Gvan. We can go over here to this clay pit and turn it into a pottery, which will add extra income from industry in the area. This one is a trade port. Now I think what I am going to do, like instead of going for the trade port, I might just go for the trade wharf for that extra food and extra trade faction wide, which the extra trade will add up to the amount we're trading in goods. And since most of the goods here are industrial, I think that will be going well. Instead of just adding extra goods to, where is it? Just to commerce, right? And extra movement. I'll see about that. With the fishing village, we're just going to add up to a fishing port, get that extra food in. And finally, for this farm, we'll just keep it to a farm. I'm not gonna make a manor or anything out of it. We'll just get the food. I think a combination of industrial and farming will be better for this region. And the reason why I say that is because if we're taking a look at the map itself, here is where we can expand and why I feel like we should go industrial in this region. We have something like this. Over here in the north, we have a silver mine, right? Then we have copper, we have timber, we have another silver mine. We have furs, I think furs are commercial. We have more pottery. We go south once again, we have some farms and we get another timber, which is also industry. Salt is industrial as well. So I feel another wood region, or another timber region. So all this area right here benefits from us adding bonuses to industry, right? So that's what we'll do. And as we go further north, there will be more chances at industry than anything else. And with the abbeys, they will provide us with the necessary public order in order to keep them at a high level. And we'll also invest a tiny bit into certain church buildings. That's a possibility. I haven't fully decided yet, but that is what I am thinking. And as we move more and more further north, as I said, it's mostly based on industry, and there is some herrings here and here. This might be commercial. though they don't have a lot of adjacency, so it doesn't really add too much. Going south, however, we already start with a marketplace over here, though we still have some lead. There is a cloth maker here, and there are furs further on to the south. And then there's another unique market over here in East Reading. And we know that this region can be great commercially, especially since we do have a trade port as well. And this entire area with this market hole, with this market hole, and with this market hole, which also add bonuses to their surrounding areas, see? So this area right here overlaps. North Reading overlaps with these three regions or cities. So with that in mind, if we stack up commercial bonuses, then this will be a very rich province. We know from past campaign, even when we did East Anglia, this one was, if I remember correctly, this was the richest province that we had. Of course, going further south, that will still remain the case because there's another market hole here, there's another market hole here, which means that these regions overlap. If we take this market, these regions overlap, we have another market here, another market here. So you can see industry going from here on north, commercial from here on south. It will really depend on each village how we make that work, but that's how I feel. And if we decide, and I might decide to go in Ireland, there is a bonus to that as well because there's a gold mine here, but we will get a few churches. If I get up to this place where we get a monastery, then I might just start going south and at least conquer part of Northern Ireland in order to get these bonuses to education, and we will get a few other bonuses from church-focused buildings. I think that is pretty much the idea to begin with. I will kick Devlin out of their island or Dublin out of their island as soon as I can, just to get the Viking fort and make sure that we don't have any kind of threat in our region. They will be pretty threatening as they are, but it really depends on how the campaign evolves. So that is the plan. So you know, as we are going forward, that this is what we're doing. Let's start with the first few battles, and then we'll see what, as things evolve, we'll see what we do. What do we have around here? Honor his holy church, we get minus 50% construction time and for church and abbey buildings, and plus 75 research rate, but we need highest level of church or abbey. Okay, minus 40% to building construction time, that could be good for later on. Heroism and factional legion, maybe, but not that impressive, and some unit replenishment and supplies. Okay. Well, I think
every man will do his duty. We will serve you well.
I think that I'll just want to fight them directly, right? Do I want to bring more troops in?
We serve.
If I give him these soldiers, there is a possibility that he won't have any extra movement there. Let's just attack them. We should have enough units, and the AI is not that smart as we know to put up a really good fight. At least not here in the beginning. There is a problem on the world map when you look at the amount of enemies that we have around us, and maybe that's what we'll take a look at as soon as this battle is over. Let's have a bit of coffee just to honor the first battle of this campaign, so cheers. Hey, good coffee. What do we have here? Some scout horsemen, we have a bunch of archers, and we have Levy spearmen and Levy axemen. Okay, well,
Archers!
Let's have the archers here.
Horsemen!
That is not his general. And if it's not his general, then I'll keep the spear on this side. have the sword in here, and with these cavalry units we'll have them around here. The awesome thing about this cavalry is that they have the javelins.
It is agreed.
Okay, they're not planning to move. I was expecting as much, because there's no reason for them to move. They don't have an advantage at all. You know what? Let's move our cavalry. It might expose us actually if I move the cavalry upwards, but I should have moved them uphill. Because over here, if we leave his general to be the one responding to us here, he can do a very bad downward charge towards our spears. And we won't like that at all. Well, apparently they're moving around, which is good.
Now we're talking. We are the cavalry and the lot of them.
What a weird map.
Archers, show us the foe.
Let's go through here. Yeah, let's charge like that. Maybe I'll even charge these guys here. Oh, they do have some spears. Let's put them in a charging formation and attack.
Our general is under attack. Swordsman, who needs thrashing?
I don't want to meet those axes with our spears.
Show us the foe. Kill them. As you order.
And let's go over here. Yeah, let's move you up.
Heirs of Arthur. Missiles fire. Strike hard.
Okay, that cavalry is almost broken. Just in time to get away from his spears. Well, let's continue putting pressure there.
We are the cavalry. Mangle them.
Okay, let's go this way.
Steady, boys. They're charging. Kill them.
Okay, let's change direction then.
Steady now. Combat's in our blood. Strike hard. Archers, they got the jump on us. Raise shields. Who needs thrashing?
Okay, he's moving in his spears. He's keeping his spears still for just a second here. I think it's going to be just enough. Let's get out of there. We don't want to stay more than we're welcomed.
Incoming charge. Levy men.
Yeah, put pressure.
What's your command? The battle is turning in our favor.
Okay, we're now getting exposed to their cavalry.
Bowmen.
Let's put ourselves in guard mode.
Spearmen. Now we're talking.
Perfect.
Swift as the wind. Riders, up the pace.
Yeah, let's bring you on this side, please.
Riders, up the pace. Strike hard. They can combat's in our blood. Mangle them.
My wife likes to say it's...
Attack.
I am being... I heard that I am being too nice.
Attack. Up the pace.
Because she heard me one day say that, Archer, please kill this general. So she was like, you know you are too polite.
Mangle them. The enemy general is dead.
Perfect.
Archers, up the pace. Who needs thrashing? Quick march it is. Strike
Okay. Nice. So now we just take care of the spears and we're done with the rebels.
Heirs of Arthur.
We'll need to clean it up entirely before leaving the battle map, just so we don't have anything to deal with afterwards. And that's that. First victory of the campaign. Okay, what are we going? Let's take the money. Replenishment will be high enough, and reclaiming our home, the Viking seekings on our border represent a danger threat to our well-being. Eliminating them now would be the most prudent course of action and would greatly strengthen us in the inevitable wars to come. Okay, so they would like us to start a war here with Westerners. Let's see first of all the enemies. We have Northlod here. They do have some regions that I want from them. We'll probably get into conflict pretty soon. Sursen, I wouldn't want to expand north just yet, unless they declare war on us as well, and towards the Viking is probably the direction that I want to go in. Okay, so what do we have here? Westernus is a vassal kingdom of Northlod. Okay, that is a bit unfortunate there. Dependable in a fight, aggressive, despises the great Viking army. And this is an English kingdom. Okay. Okay, so these are allied. What do we have here? I'm sure, right? They are military allies with Sursen, so they will respond in each other. Ortriu is also a military ally of Sursen, at least at the moment. Orkneyar they have with Sudreyar, they do have an alliance as well. Galgodiel, though, doesn't. They have good relation with Sudreyar, they might fall, and they do have with Dublin a good relation as well. They might fall into an alliance, but I feel like a first move, if we were to take them over, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We have a trapper here. There's slightly more food. There's a port here with this is a clay pit, okay. And then there's a mine here. This region right here is very hard to control because they have this mine. So you already start with -2. -2 plus another -4 to taxes, that's -6. Yeah, this is a bad region. Unless we go towards with Sudreyar. Starting a war on this side would be very good for us because there's not a whole lot that they have here. Right? What do they have? 4 soldiers? They'll train more. Let's say that they'll train more. But they have no city. They just have villages. And we would get the extra income from churches, from Saint Ringan, and then we have a forest. Ooh, getting the reduced costs from this region, that would be great for building, and we get extra food. We can even take it this turn, but that would mean, of course, a bigger war here with Northlod. But they have no troops in the region. I'm sure that they can push out and bring some strong armies towards us. But maybe, just maybe, they will get Northumbria in the war soon. I was going to go for these, to attack these guys first. But given that they have this territory, I think I will give that up. Because if we don't take him out, he will be able to keep recruiting troops from here. And I don't really want to control this region because unless we take over the northern territories, right, unless we take the keep from here, we won't be able to control this region. Plus the third village is somewhere up here. Very hard to protect. At least for now, right now. Okay, if I go here, like they have a few cities. This is a very small city, like they have this citadel. Long hole of the mountain. But we get some extra fish. I think that's what we'll do.
For the glory of the Cymry!
Well, here goes nothing.
You want hard and fast.
Without question. You will.
We get that extra heroism for what? The Old North. The lands held by Northrod should rightfully belong to us, but they have repeatedly refused our demands to turn them over to our control. The only solution at this stage is war. Eliminate Northrod. Okay. Plenty of missions to take us in that direction. Of war. How do I want to do this? I don't feel like there's a lot of response that we need for this faction, but we do need a lot of response for them. Because they have a lot of territories, a lot of income. So that brings me to bringing in a sword. This is our heir. So, like, who is he? He's our brother or is our son? He is our son. And we can find, we have two sons. One of them is just a statesman. He's a king's captain. Let's see. What race does he have? He is wise. He could be a good governor. The position doesn't really help him. He would get -3 to public order, but more food, like 25% extra food. And extra income from industry. Yeah, this guy is a better governor than this guy. Or no, this guy is good as well. He's industrious, meaning that if we give him some agricultural estate, he will get 20 extra food, +5 church or religious estate, +5% church income, and -1 zeal per noble estate. Okay, we won't give him a noble estate, but okay.
We are Arthur's folk, true of heart.
Okay. Well, we have good governors. That is good news. How should we make this army stronger temporarily? We have 76 food that we have to split between these two guys. So what we will do for now is that I will give him another archer, another sword, and another one, like I'll give him one of these cavalries. Let's give him the lower level one. And I need to give him one more unit at least. Adding some of these axes maybe? Or another, let's give him another spear. Good. And then there will be 3 units for this guy. And I will give him another good cavalry, another spear, and one of these good axes. Good. That will leaves us with 2,500 gold, and we're getting 1,000 per turn. I've been going for the fishing jetties to begin with. Is the better or this is what? Another 10 food. This is 15 extra food and like 40 gold instead of 15 extra gold. You know what? Then we'll start with the farms. I know this adds a lot more as we level it up, but let's start here.
We will serve you
with
well.
you. Yeah, we're gonna come this way. I'm very curious to see what their response will be. Like, will he turn around to go up here, or is he going this way? I think he's going to come through here, and I will have to respond by going south. It might be a bit annoying to take care of this area, but we'll see. As far as research goes, we have nothing at the moment, I believe. Yeah, nothing to begin with. Well, let's end the turn. Now this beginning took a lot. But it needs, like this campaign needs all of these details. Because we're working with something we haven't done before.
Every man will do his duty.
And if we're trying to be careful about planning our economy, like we need to go all the way into details.
Glory awaits us.
Okay. He's bringing 9 troops as well.
Not an option. For the glory of the Cymru. Attackers won.
So yeah, we're gonna meet somewhere halfway around this territory, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that will work. How many turns do we need? 3 turns. I attack on the next turn. I will be besieging the region and then taking it over, and we'll get like minus 15 food penalty. And there's no extra food around this area. Okay, so we need... Yeah, I think for 1 turn we might take some penalties to food, but we'll see.
Consider the benefits of friendship, if you will.
Declaration of friendship with them. They have some enemies here, but we're not gonna get to them until later on, and at least they're going to offer us 200 gold. You know, for a bit of gold, I'll say yes. Oh. Here is the danger.
My efforts are rewarded.
Okay, so he's bringing a 9-stack army here. He's bringing a 4-stack army in here. This one would require how many turns? Like 1, 2, maybe 3 to get up there? 1. We're fighting for the city. 2, 3. I'm not sure exactly how we will respond to that.
Ready to fight.
I wonder if I should retreat and try to fight them like somewhere in here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe rushing is not the right decision there. Let's return here. Fight him. And maybe go this way or fight both of them.
We are Arthur's folk.
We definitely want to besiege.
Impossible.
He can't take... I don't think he can take any of this in 1 turn.
Will not falter. Not an option.
He has 4 fully replenished troops, and he has like a few more in here.
We will serve you well. Victory awaits.
Would we be able to take over this? Well, they do have a sword. They have a few archers, which we could take care with the scout horseman.
Attackers won.
If he brings like these 4 troops, maybe we'll have to retreat.
We will serve you well.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy conflict, but we'll have to do. Do I want to give you loyalty? I don't think there's any reason to offer you loyalty. Let's give you a point in governance. Get some extra gold here. Because we're already starting to take some penalties from corruption. And I could get a lot of extra gold by just going this way. And maybe food is more important to begin with. You know what? Yes. That building consumes food. So we're just going to do that. Over here I'm going to get some extra pottery because it's a cheap building. And we're getting some extra income from industry. And I feel like this is where we're going to leave today's episode. A very short one. It was mostly to talk about the planning. But there's a lot more to be done. So I am trying to do the best I can with the time that I have available and make sure that you guys have a video for, the following days. Now, until next time, until tomorrow, I hope you're going to enjoy this. I hope you like the idea of what we're going for. And if you have any thoughts or ideas or feedback, do let me know via the comments or via email. Until tomorrow, I wish you all to to have a wonderful day.